Okay, so we're looking at this pack. So I'm just going to take a look at it from the beginning here. It's called Monster the HD 128. It's 114.4. So you've got nice little arrows, sort of gradient here. So let's jump into the world and have a look, see what it offers. We can jump into maybe this one. Okay, so this is actually a part of the video I did for, I did a mod spotlight on a mod called Upgrade a Quag. It's okay, so you can instantly see that it's very neat actually. I like it quite a lot already. Look at the icons. All the icons have got some cool stuff. I believe these are like 3D models or something. And doors are apparently quite cool in it. Take some doors. What door is that? That's an iron door. I might even look at the iron door. Might as well just use this area, right? Oh wow. Pretty nice looking texture pack. There's a composter, okay. Oh wow, there's even a little graphic for the composter, that's cool. Yeah, it's very clean, isn't it? Very, very clean. What about this? I've got to say, it really has very, very good first impression. I love the gears as well here. It's like... It's somewhere in the middle between, isn't it? Like between Faithful and like Acme pack, which I looked at last time. I wonder if all the what we got, we need to see if we can actually get access to a lot of the stuff. Cartography table. We can look at some of the new blocks, right? So all the interfaces are, wow, even little compass in the cartography table. That's really awesome, actually. What about blast furnace? One of the things we could check is, I mean, we guess we could see what the conduit looks like, right? Yeah, it's got really nice. I like the texture of the prismarine blocks actually. It's really cool. Wow, the coral blocks have also got. I think that's interesting, isn't it? Like, the coral blocks have got a lot more texture and they're quite unique textures. Like, yeah, I mean, that is a cool texture, right? It's kind of like it would look really good. It's the sort of thing like I was thinking, like, when you do walls and stuff. Like, for instance, in walls, what I tend to do is I sort of like think, should I do like white concrete or... What we got? White concrete or... white terracotta. Where is that? We still called terracotta? Or we changed that at this point? Let's just see how these textures look. I like the little rainbow thing as well around the box. That's cool, isn't it? It's pretty good actually, isn't it? Look through terracotta. I mean, I don't really use this. This is the sort of one where you could almost think like, because it's like become more. I don't know. It's just become like a little bit cleaner. Like these textures, normal textures for terracotta, I find are like I don't really want to use them. But they do look a little bit cleaner here, and I think that's general. Like, I heard there was some good stuff with the trees as well. So this is actually a perfect spot to do it as well. What tree should we try? Let's try an acacia. I'm curious. Oh, bone meal has a... Is that really bone meal? What is that? Oh, it's like a little packet. Okay. Not bad. Let's look at the saplings first, actually, because I'm always curious to look at that. We'll probably grow the equipment. Wow, that sapling. It's like a bonsai tree. Yeah, pretty good so far, to be honest. Let's just look at birch and jungle. I believe also, before we grow it, which we will do in a minute, I want to look at iron blocks. Because apparently, like, depending on the biome, you get different iron golems. And that's the thing about this texture pack. I noticed that, like, with Optifine, you can get, like, chess pieces and different coloured elytras as well. And it's sort of like why texture packs have become resource packs now, I guess. Can we use the regular one, or do we need this one? Wow. It's pretty good, isn't it? That is pretty good, I can't lie. I may just use this one. I was thinking, like, did I not I got rid of the, why is it still there, the one probe? Has it changed the menu? Maybe there's just no little piece of paper for it anymore. It should be able to just get rid of it. No, it's not there, the little piece of paper. I guess we're just stuck with it. Let's see the Acacia Tree. Wow. Should we look at pandas? I don't know why. May as well, right? They look the same, to be honest. Well, no, they don't, actually. Let's see if we can get the different type. I wonder if there's different types of panda are all... Oh, yeah! It's actually, they're more noticeable as well. I mean, they are pretty noticeable anyway. This is not really the place for... Yeah, there's a snotty panda. So there's some cool stuff with the coral. But yeah, that's pretty awesome though. There's a lot of cool textures. Could look at the grass block. Well, don't need to look at grass block. And paintings, I believe, are new as well. Let's see what paintings we've got. I'm not sure what that is. Okay. Is that the only one that... Oh no. Wow. It's pretty high resolution. I guess it's 128. So it looks like there's... I guess there are not that many paintings. You need to do something, don't you? You need to do like this, and then you'll get different ones. And what about the little ones? I could actually do it like this, so it's actually a bit more visible. Wow. This looks like it's going to be a very popular one with like, it's like on-brand messaging and stuff. It is cool though. It is cool. Is this just a whole world? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Let's go to this little area here. Okay. Interesting. We've got a mushroom over here. I think this is probably it's unusual. It's strange that it's such a simple texture with just the... I don't know. It doesn't quite fit into me, that texture of the mushroom, or the chicken, in fact, for that matter. You can see we've got some what's this, cornflower? Wow, Whaler, not Whaler. One probe is not updating very well, is it? Okay. So there should be something to do with the note blocks. So one feature it does have is, let's have a look, see if this works. That didn't seem to work. It's supposedly you can see the actual instrument on top. Let's try it. Oh wait a minute, is there? Oh wow. That is such a better interface. I mean, I'm not very musically knowledgeable. This would actually help a lot to have an interface like this. I think that's what I'm quite liking about this, is the functionality does seem better. For some reason it doesn't have it on all of them though. I guess that's just because it's new. So it shouldn't really, that shouldn't really be an issue. Let's just see like if a lot of the blocks are there though. I guess like we worked out Carved Pumpkin was here. This is a different biome, so we could try the Golem. The Golem is really a really cool feature. We'll look at the mobs as well in a minute. So uncraftable potion is there. Okay, that's good. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so we're gonna make a Golem over here actually. Does he look any different? Not really, looks the same. I guess I am quite in a sort of nearby looking biome. We've got some different flowers here as well. Flower texture is pretty cool. Got a mushroom texture. This is the note block. So for some of them, I was checking on some of the newer, the 1.14 editions. But this is pretty cool, right? It shows you the instrument and the note that's being played, and you've got that little interface, right? That is awesome. I've never seen anything quite like that. So yeah. Now, as opposed to, so we looked at, yeah, there are, like I said, there's. Let's look at like minecart with hopper as well. We need a track for that, don't we? It is a really like it's a tidy. It's like a tidy one, right? Bamboo. Does bamboo grow on grass? It does, right? So got those placement rules. Cactus. I like the implementation of the cactus here. Just to show the bristles. I think it's cool as well that like, I don't know. I mean, it could go across. It would be a bit too busy then. I think that's quite nice from an artistic point of view. That. What is that? Oh, interesting. So you can see with the grass, we're gonna have different types of grass. I wonder if this is different in different biomes. There's random, like small daisies. There's actually two different types of daisy. But there's a lot of daisy is a funny plant because there's so many different plant types and some of them are not even in the same genus. Got rose bush over here. Let's just have a little fly around, see what we can find, right? Just sort of looking like what things look like. There's I guess these must be as, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm not going to go through each type of flower here. Just want to get a general sort of idea. Gravel does look good. I tell you what, gravel really looks good. One of the interesting things, I guess, that is kind of like interesting to a lot of people is the differences between andesite and gravel, because I find that it's not necessarily clear. But yeah, I think that's a good idea. Because gravel has been given a much nicer texture. I mean, it's just more realistic, I guess. Polished andesite. Because the thing is, like, things like this are actually useful to try and build. There's not much difference. Got the water texture. You know, another good thing to check out as well is this one, right? Is to see a good texture pack will always have fire particles on the screen. So let's just check, see if it works. It sort of like tells you like if this is going to be there you go. Pretty cool. Do we have a... Is there a special... No, there's no like sizzle texture, right? Okay. So we could look at some of the mobs. And I think we will try that. Because two of the interesting mobs to look at, obviously, it's always the case that an evoker vindicate. I don't know if illusioner is one which which people actually bother to texture. Is there an illusioner here? No. We do get pillager now though, I guess. So what we'll do is we'll just get a sea lantern. It's always worth checking out the lighting blocks. What is that? Heart of the Sea. Nice. That looks the same colours. So sea lantern. Okay. Let's just do a little box here. Nothing too fancy. And we won't even finish it. Evoker. That I do not like. I've got to be honest. What is up with this? It's unfortunate because so many of these textures are good, but these are just... What is going on here? I mean, it looks terrible. It just looks like it's someone's face. Maybe it must be some sort of... Oh, we didn't look at the sun and the moon yet. That is terrible, wow. I was not ready for that. That really looks bad. I think it's because you don't really face them. I bet... Because the thing is, you don't really face them, so it doesn't really matter, those ones, but they are not... I would say they're just not very good. This, on the other hand, yeah. You can tell the difference between mobs that you're never actually going to run into, where they don't bother really doing the textures for it, and something like this. I mean, this is a great texture. That is a great texture. Perfect. I love the marks on the head and everything. But yeah, those are... But they need to be fixed, the other ones. Unless... You know, to be honest, you probably won't run across... When do you go to Woodland Mansion, realistically? Never. This guy... I'd probably prefer to... I don't know about the... I like the little wings on the back. I think the face is not... this needs to be highlighted more. This needs to be darker. Slightly darker. The teeth also... I think the teeth, if you made the teeth whiter and then the top section darker, it would look really good, but it's not that good at the moment. Most common enemies. Which? This is always an interesting one to check out. Pretty good. Pretty good. You know what? I think it is actually pretty good, actually. I wasn't sure at first. I was like, honestly, the purple hair, it does in a way really capture something. I wonder if there's variants. It's, you know what the problem is? I think it's not even anything. It's just that the hat. The hat with this big emerald or jade in it. I don't know. It's very debatable, isn't it? It's... I don't quite... I don't know. That is a tricky one. I wouldn't say... what about the Ender Dragon? Can we get an Ender Dragon? Is it even possible to spawn the Ender Dragon just normally? We'll look at an Enderman first, right? I could always go to the end if I really wanted to. Ooh. The particles are nice. You know what you can do as well? I was thinking like... Because the thing is, I've done this like a little bit like longer now, and I sort of like realised there's certain things you do in these sorts of videos. Can we just chuck? Okay, so it looks like this is the particle. It's like a bubble effect. Kind of quite relevant for this version of the game. Let's look at the Ravager. I guess this is like an important thing to look at right nowadays. But I wonder if that's also going to just have a... Ravager looks good. What is that? The saddle clearly shown. That's the 100% drop, isn't it? Let's look at the face a bit. Ravager really does look good. I love the... he's even got ears, hasn't he? I think so, right? Creeper. Let's have a look at the creeper. I like it. It's kind of interesting, like the thing about creeper is that you always sort of think of the creeper as more of a plant, not like it's difficult. Is he a plant or is he like a radioactive thing? It's not bad. It's not like, I don't know. It's not, to be honest, it's not like a mob that I care so much for. It's difficult because it's such a simple mob compared to some of the others. Look at strays, maybe. I wonder if there was something like... Again, what is up with the very low definition on the face? I just think there's something wrong with it. It just doesn't look right to me. It should be a bit more... What has the stray got? Like a little thing in his hair? And they're all like wearing like jewellery and stuff. Like this stray's got a necklace on. That's quite funny. That bow looks cool though. So the crossbow and the bow we can take a look at. Yeah, people did say that, I noticed about the... I don't mind, some people saying it's too thin, this stuff. I'd actually disagree. I like the idea of... Let's just actually look at what it's like to fire arrows from this thing. Oh, is that in a... Feels pretty good. Does feel good, that. Can we put campfire down? I guess campfire is one which you really want to... because you get to see these particles as well, right? Moon looks good. Nice definition in the moon. So yeah, that's all pretty good. I'm trying to think, like, what block... We could look at some of the other ones, like the stone cutter. What's that? Isn't it called the stone cutter? Oh yes. Oh yeah. I think at this point it's just trying to remember these things. Interface. It looks a bit big, the interface. Inventory is not... can't see the T of the inventory. I think this is the point where you get to these... Like, these are like a bit over like zealous criticisms. Oh wow, husk looks completely different. Pretty good though. Pretty good. Feature on the belt. Let's look at sandstone. So there are some interesting extra textures. You know what would be cool, and it reminded me of, like with the grass. if you could have different rings, because obviously the rings signify how old the tree is, right? Can you imagine if you did, instead of just with the grass, you had these slight variations just on grass blocks, you'd have variations with the log blocks. That would be like that's the thing like about this texture pack or resource pack or whatever it's called. It does have that sort of was that a unique noise as well? Wow. Interesting. It's kind of amazing, the resource packs. You really realise that they are adding more than just textures now. There's like especially in 1.14, things have been amped up a lot and they've changed a lot. And that's cool because I'll be looking to cover that. Coarse dirt. Did we look at the Podzol? I think I did actually get around to Podzol, didn't I? We looked at it on in the other world. The Trident. Might be some. I think that maybe there's different. Is there only one sound for Trident? I'm not sure, right? I definitely heard multiple sounds there. Oh wow. Tube. I guess this coral is kind of cool. We don't need to go into that too much. We've got signs. Just looking for anything that I might not have specifically covered. I guess we should look at the bosses, right? So let's look at the bosses quickly. Oops, not you. It's worth looking at you though anyway. Okay, so the Wither. Is that 3 faces on him? Let me just go back to... Wow. Okay. So there's the Wither. Let's move away from the Wither now. Slime. I think slimes are always good to look at. Normally I don't even think about them. Okay. It's funny how slime can't even swim. Well, they can swim. I guess they do swim better than most. But you don't think of slimes as like a water mob. Pretty standard. Okay, should we go to the end? Or should we look at some other blocks quickly? It's always worth checking out the ore blocks. Like nether quartz is always a good ore block to check out, I think. Not the most detail I've seen diamond ore. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it's just minimalist or what. Or if it's supposed to be like accurate. It looks like this one has got the non-repeating textures, but the ores don't. I don't know. You can sort of see like what has had a lot of work and what has not. Let's get tropical fish. This is always an interesting one because, especially in 1.14, because it gets, you can see have they made stuff. These are the best yet, I think. These are the best I've ever seen in tropical fish. And if you know my channel, you'll know that I have a I actually have a popular video about this exact topic. These are fantastic. Really, really good. Because what I'm looking for, in a sense, is like, are the features well defined? And the answer is yes. I remember like saying things about like, oh, he's got a Mohican and stuff. And I can just remember like things that I made in my video that make this very, very clear. It's awesome. That is great. So tropical fish, doing very well. Let's do a little more of a fish section while we're just here. Squid look good. Well, the Acme ones had actually different coloured squid. I'd like to see a bit more variation in the squid. The texture is pretty good, though. What else have we got that we could look at quickly? Polar bear is always an interesting one. It's not great. What about the phantom? That looks basically the same. Oh no, it doesn't. Yeah, I mean these are all very new, these things, so you can't really expect like drowned. Oh wow. I've got to be honest, the zombie and the wow. That is fantastic. That is great. Okay. Some really good textures. Like, obviously I've said a few that I'm not as keen on, but on the whole, I don't want it to seem like I'm being, you know, like negative towards it at all, because most of them are really strong. That's very poor. Yeah, it's unfortunate I happen to choose that one. What else have we got? Loom. Nice. I say nice. It's a bit... You know, I don't really like it, to be honest. It's a hard one to do, but yeah, I mean, a lot of cool stuff here. Can we think of anything else that we might have missed? Or should we go to the end? The trapdoors. We could look at the pufferfish as well. I don't know. I don't know. What is that? Okay. We'll look at it here quickly. Because it has to be placed at the end, it does, right? Well, I guess we'll just look at it now. These are pretty nice looking blocks. Are they fighting, the pufferfish and the drowned? It's funny that... What are you doing, dude? You just... There's a lot more like mob interactions than I'm used to. Especially because of the way that the fish are organised as well. But anyway. We've got Ender. Of course I'm going to do that. Man, this is... That's quite something, this. Iron bars are very clean, aren't they? Oh wow. Interesting crystals. Have they always had that hole in it? Wait, is that just a... I guess you can just fall through the holes. For some reason I never thought you could. Oh, that's nice, the beam. Where is the dragon there? I've got my... it's on 12. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Is the dragon just invisible or what? That is weird. Why is the dragon so dark? Anyway, goodbye.